What's happening, everybody, on YouTube? Steve here with Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com. Coming back to you guys again with another live show. And on tonight's show, we have a special guest and a good friend of mine, Glen Zubia of the Hustler Hacks YouTube channel. Also, I believe he has a website. I want to say it's hustlerhacks.com. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So Glenn and I, we've been friends for a couple of years now. He is a Green Room member. Again, he does run a YouTube channel. He sells on multiple platforms, Amazon, merch by Amazon. I believe he was doing Kindle at one point. I don't know if you still do Kindle, but he's definitely an entrepreneur. He's a graphic designer. Just a great guy and someone who's helped me out a lot in the past, especially with graphics and just various questions, and just a good friend of mine. So I'm super excited to bring him on the channel. He's been on the channel actually quite a few times in the past. One for actually showing how he created my logo, another one about just various graphic design stuff, but super pumped to have him on. He's actually really big into merch by Amazon, and that's the topic that we're going to be talking about today, how he's built up his merch by Amazon empire over the last year. So with that being said, Glenn, welcome to the show. How's it going, man?
Doing good, keeping busy, making that money, as you would say.
That's right, man. That's right. And what are you're actually in the mix of getting a house and everything, right?
Yeah, getting married in October, taking that big leap, and getting a house. So everything's kind of really hectic right now, but making sure to spend some time for FBA and merch and everything. So
yeah, man, that's cool. One thing I really respect about you, and something that I'm sure a lot of people have noticed, is you've got your hands in so many different cookie jars, man, and you do a great job at balancing it. I was talking to one of my buddies the other day, and I said, for as busy as Glenn is, he always gets back to me immediately, because you do a lot of our graphic design work for the Green Room. You've done some personal stuff for my website over at RaikenProfit.com, and you balance everything out. So we're gonna definitely dive into that during the show. But I do want to say, guys, if you are interested in merch by Amazon and graphic design and various income streams, you could find more about Glenn over at his Hustler Hacks YouTube channel, which I'll be sure to link up after the show. Also hustlerhacks.com. Is there anywhere else people could connect with you, Glenn?
they can email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com.
Awesome. And I'll be sure again to link all that up in the description after the show. But Glenn, could you tell a little bit more about yourself and your story and kind of how you jumped into merch by Amazon and this whole just entrepreneur community that we're a part of?
Well, I had been reselling and stuff. I had like a friend that me and him would always go to the garage sales and did everything. And so we started off with reselling, and really I was watching like you and Chris, the Bonafide Hustler, you guys' videos, and it just got me going too. And I did a couple of shoe videos here and there, but nothing, I wasn't keeping up with it, but I really wanted to get serious about not only reselling, but YouTube and everything. So I joined the Green Room. That was like one of my good steps too, to not only learn more about reselling, but also like just meeting new people. I thought like marketing and meeting new people and networking with people is like extremely important. I think Green Room really let me do that. And, I just got serious about reselling, went into eBay and FBA. eBay I was already doing, but FBA I had never done before, so I started doing that even more. And then when you guys were interviewing Chris Green for one of your Green Room Hangouts, he had talked about merch a little bit, and I had never heard about it before, and I think it was only out like 2 months. So Chris Green was really quick on it, and he was talking about it, and I was like, man, like as a graphic designer, this is a golden opportunity for me. And I signed up immediately, but I hadn't uploaded any designs yet because I was all in on Q4. So I was just like all Amazon FBA during that time. It was like November range. So I really didn't upload my first design until like beginning December. And even then I was like, you know what, I really got to get serious about this. So just kept adding more designs from then.
That's awesome, man. And you've definitely come a long way. Before we kind of get into your story in terms of like how you're doing and, where your where your merch by Amazon business at, let's take a step back and kind of talk about it. So you had heard about merch by Amazon, which again, we're going to talk more about what it is for the people who are listening. You heard about it from Chris Green, and the program had already been started for what, about 2 months, and you hadn't jumped in yet?
Nah, I hadn't jumped in yet.
Okay,
I
so
didn't even know what it was.
yeah, man, I wish I jumped in back then as well. I still haven't done anything, so I've got a lot of questions for you. But I guess let's talk about, and again, real quick, I want to say the comment section is live for everybody, so we are going to be jumping in to the comment section and answering questions. I've got a huge outline of questions that I'm going to ask. So really, the main goal for this show is to help the beginner, really the beginner who maybe doesn't know anything about Merch by Amazon, or someone who's just getting started, to make more sales, to learn more about what designs to create, to learn more about hiring graphic designers or doing their own design work, creating titles, keywords, pretty much getting yourself started. So that's the main goal of the show. But if you guys do have questions, drop them in the comment section. We're going to be jumping in periodically to answer those questions. Also, hit the like button. Show some love for Mr. Glen Zubia and myself. But all right, let's jump into it. What exactly is Merch by Amazon? Break it down for someone who's never heard of it before. What is Merch by Amazon?
Well, Merch by Amazon, you pretty much design your own t-shirt design. So you have it as like a PNG file, and then you upload it to Amazon, and they produce, sell, and ship the t-shirt to the customer with no cost to you.
Wow. So pretty much what you're doing, you're just coming up with your own ideas for a t-shirt, kind of like Teespring, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, kind of like Teespring, huh?
And you're either creating your own, like what's the process? What you come up with the idea.
You come up with your own idea, and then you can design it using, let's say, like Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, Adobe Photoshop. Some people use GIMP. Some other, I guess, platforms or programs you can use online. But like Adobe Illustrator, those programs are like $10 a month right now if you wanted to get on with Adobe. But you would design your own graphic, upload it to their platform, and then they pretty much take care of the rest. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I haven't uploaded my first. I am approved, and for the people watching right now, if you do want to get into the the Merch by Amazon program, you do have to get approved, which I believe right now they're not letting anybody else in right now.
Yeah, right now they're a little slow. I don't know if anybody's gotten approved lately, but I know they're a little slow. But
Okay.
like I talked to you a little bit before that, it looks like they're kind of gaining some momentum again because they just got bombarded with the amount of people that wanted to join in and the amount of t-shirts they were selling. So it just got crazy really quick.
Yeah, so if you guys aren't already approved, make sure to apply. It's really quick and easy. It actually took me about 2 months to get accepted into the program, and 2 months later, I still haven't done anything with it, which I do want to eventually. I'm super busy lately, but it's something I definitely want to get into. So if you guys haven't already applied, make sure to apply. Where do they go? Is it like merchbyamazon.com or something like that?
It's merch.amazon.com. And
Merch.amazon.com.
yeah, and even a lot of the emails that I get, I tell everybody, don't get discouraged if they don't let you in right away. Like you just said, it took 2 months to get in. Even if it takes you like 6 months to get in, as long as you get in, this is just a great opportunity. And I wouldn't get discouraged because, like I said, it costs nothing to you. You don't pay a monthly fee or anything like that. You get royalties every time it sells, but as long as you just get in, period, even if it's sometime this year, sometime next 6 months, it's just a great opportunity.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's only going to grow from here into other products, which we're going to talk about later on in the show. But what's your success been like for the people who are, who are listening right now, and you want to make this real to them? What's your story been in terms of merch, in terms of like maybe how many shirts you've sold, maybe if you want to share how much money you've been making, whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
I did have a video on my channel when I first started talking about what I was making, and I even have it on here. I can just talk about a little bit like through the months. I mean, December of 2015 is when I saw my first check, and it was for $107, and I only had, I guess at the time I had like 10 shirts maybe. I mean, you start off with 25, so you have to just work with what you have in the beginning until you sell more. Then they'll move you up to sell more shirts. January 2016, my check was $516. February, it was $987. And then after that, when I tiered up to like 1,000 at this point, 1,000 shirts, and I just kept on cranking those out, and then took a huge jump. So March 2016, It was $3,264. April, $4,413. So in total, since I've joined, I've made right under 10,000. That's after fees and everything. So
Wow, that's amazing. So for the people who are watching right now, obviously it hasn't been a super quick process. It seems that, from month to month, he's been growing it and uploading more designs. And how many designs do you have up now?
right now I have like 1,600 designs.
Wow, 1,600, man. And I think I heard from a buddy of
Yeah.
mine recently. Didn't you get tiered up recently, or?
They tiered me up to 4,000, so that's gonna take some
Holy,
time.
wow. So you're tiered up to 4,000. I want to take a step back. When you first get accepted into the program, you're at what, 25 is your limit?
Yeah, 25 is your limit.
And then how do they tier you up? What's the process for tiering people up?
I think as soon as you sell 25 t-shirts, they will tier you up. I noticed that when I first sold 25, I wasn't there yet because I think I only had like 18 or 19 shirts. I didn't fill up my whole 25 yet. So I don't know if they look at both, but I do know that on the terms, if you do read their like terms, or if they ask questions, everything, they do say that they will tier you up based on sales and your designs. Like, it's not just, they'll just won't tier up anybody. They do want to make sure you're doing some quality designs, or you're keeping up with it, or you're doing something, you have different wide range of shirts and price wise. So I guess they look at everything.
Is there any maintenance once you upload a shirt to the platform? Is there anything, like for example, when I was doing Kindle publishing, there was some maintenance in a sense where, you'd have to consistently, look at reviews. You'd have to update keywords. Sometimes you would change the title. Is there any maintenance once you upload a shirt, or any maintenance that you've been going through with your designs?
Well, I mean, you can change the title. I noticed that the first shirts that I uploaded, my titles were kind of basic. I didn't really add in a lot of like different keywords and stuff that I kind of learned as I went on, like what kind of worked for me. So I kind of had to go back and then and go through all those t-shirts to kind of see what I wanted to do. But as far as any other maintenance, I mean, you can change the price and stuff if you want to do that, but not really a whole lot.
Okay, cool. My question is, man, you're at 1,600 designs, and now you're up to 4,000. What's your plan with that? I'm curious. Are you like, do you have anyone helping you out, or are you like, what's your strategy, man, to fill up the rest of those slots? Because that's pretty exciting right there, man. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I know it will take a while. I really don't have any, I guess, graphic designer that I'm working with since I'm doing it all myself. But I guess there's a couple of interesting points. I did read a comment from Nitro Wheel. He says here, those seem like low sales numbers for the 1,600 unique designs. And that's a good point, because I know there's some other people that have way less than I do, and they're making maybe like half or almost the same amount as I am. But when I went to the strategy that I wanted to go with, mine was I didn't want to spend more than like, I don't know, 5 to 8 minutes per shirt. Like I wanted to create something that I could just pretty much like so general that I could put in different niches and different things. So I was kind of like, so that I wasn't spending a lot of time on each individual design, and that kind of helped me push out more. And maybe the other way would be sitting there and doing like really cool designs I don't know, that take a lot of time. But I haven't done anything like that yet. I'm just trying to just kind of crank out as many as possible and see where I go from there. Plus, Amazon did have, the little downtime, which we'll probably get into later, on how, certain links weren't live. You could only search for a certain amount. Certain t-shirts weren't on sale. So they did kind of go through this phase right now, and I think they're barely getting out of it. So during that time, my numbers really went down.
Yeah, I mean, it's a new program, right? It is a new
Yeah.
program, and there's going to be things that go wrong, and there's going to be things that they fix. But I think the important thing is you're in it right now. You're in the trenches, and it's only going to grow. They're only going to systematize it. I'm trying to say that word. There's going to be more systems put in place for it to be easier and more streamlined and whatnot. But I like your strategy, Glenn. I do. I like the strategy of experimenting just to see what works, right? Because you're lucky enough, and You want to know what? Others can do it as well. You're lucky enough to be able to create your own designs, but others, they could invest in Photoshop. They could learn it. I mean, it's not super challenging. And the cool thing is you're not investing a ton of money. I mean, how much time are you investing into each design? I know you're kind of just experimenting and you do a lot of the text designs, but like if you had to say, how much time do you typically put into each design?
And that's kind of interesting because if I do like one template that I really like, I mean, it could take, let's say, 30 minutes or something, like a really good design. But then I can kind of plug in certain niches and certain things in there, and I could knock out a bunch of them at once. If I do like text-based design, something very simple, that could take, I don't know, 3 to 8 minutes, something very simple. It just depends. And my main goal is to get like 100 shirts out a week.
Okay.
And that was pretty much what I was working at.
What if you upload designs and it's just not selling? Like, for example, say someone's only tiered up to 25 and they put out their 25 designs and they realize that maybe only 5 of them are selling. Can they replace those other 20 with new designs and just keep trying to figure out what works? Or is it once you design it and it's up, like that's it?
That's a pretty good question. And you can take off any shirts that you want and upload some new ones. And I highly recommend that for anybody that's really starting out and you notice a trend in some of your designs that are selling good, replace them with some other ones and try out those, test those out. And it's happened to me before. There's some shirts that I'm like, you know what, this shirt really looks good. I know it's probably going to do good. I like it. And then it's not really selling. And I see some other shirt that I designed that's like okay, and I'm like, well, let's see what happens, and then it's selling. Like, you just never know what someone's going to be into, but if someone really likes your design, they're going to pay the money and buy it.
Cool. That's awesome, man. So we're about 25% of the way through the show. We're at 7:47. So I just want to, take a second to thank everybody who is watching right now. If you guys are enjoying the show, be sure to smash that like button. We got about 66 people watching live right now. So again, thank you so much. Let's take a look in the comments section to see what's going on. We got Organic Healer, got my back with my chest hair. So I got you. Organic Healer, I got you. Just let me know. If this shirt starts drifting down, Organic Healer, let me know. I'm in the comments. We got Corinne. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. She's always in the comments. Big shout out to her. How do you come up with so many designs? She's asking.
And with that, I go through a lot of just searching and looking like on Pinterest. Pinterest is really, really good. Instagram, even BuzzFeed for some like, trending type of topics. And of course, Trademark does come into play, but we know we're going to talk about that probably later because that's a huge part of it as well.
So you're looking at Pinterest. Do you ever go to like Teespring? I think that's what the site is called. Do you ever go to other t-shirt sites to kind of not copy ideas, but kind of get a feel for what people are looking for?
Yeah, Teespring as well too, even on regular Amazon if you want to see what kind of shirts are selling. And what I always tell people is that you never want to copy anybody's design. You never want to get in trouble with that, especially with this opportunity. But like, get to know certain niches on what people like, what people are interested in. And if there is a cool shirt, find out ways that you can make it better. Find out ways that you can, some idea that you kind of like, make it better, do it your own way, do it the way that you would want to, that you want to improve on it. And of course, it's original design that you created. So
we got a comment from Justin Mertz in the house. What's going on, Justin? Still waiting to get accepted into Amazon merch. Still no response. Send in a request every 2 weeks. Been about 2 months waiting. What are your thoughts on that, Glenn? Any tips for him? Should he? I remember I was talking to Chris Green, and he was saying if you had a website, this was a while ago. I'm not sure if the rules changed, but if you had a website, that could help. Do you have any tips for Justin? It's been 2 months. He's trying. He's dying. He's knocking at the door. They just won't let him in.
I don't have any tips, especially because of Amazon's one of their posts. They said that they weren't tearing up people, and at the same time, I don't think they're also letting people in right now. My best bet would just be, keep signing up and just have patience. But while you're being patient on it, start coming up with some ideas, especially for your first 25. Because once you get in, you don't want to waste any time at all.
We got the bona fide hustler in the house saying, "Hola, Glenn and Steve." What's going on, Bonafide? We got Daniel Caudill in the house. We got River City Thrift Miser saying profit margins question mark. So are there any profit margins in these shirts, or what's your typical profit margin, Glenn, on a shirt?
Well, I actually have that as well, so we can talk about it.
Break
The
it down.
highest, I think the highest t-shirt price that I've kind of looked at and even done is $24.99.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just really for like, really design that I think is good. And like I said, if someone really likes it, they'll pay it. But your royalty on that would be $11.93.
That's some pretty sweet profit margins, man. And just to break it down a little bit, are you having to screen print the shirt and then fulfill it and send it out to the customers and deal with customer service?
Absolutely not.
Imagine how much of a process that would be, man. If you had 1,600 shirts and you had to screen print, or is that what they do? Is they screen print it?
Yeah, I think they have a certain like digital printer though that actually runs
Okay.
it for full color and everything. So they have their own printers, and I think they just invested in even more of these printers.
So let's start actually breaking down this whole entire process. We're going to go from step one to step whatever. We're going to go through each and every step. So for the guys who are listening, guys and gals listening, this is where we're going to get into the meat and potatoes, guys. So we talked about how to come up with the shirt designs. You're pretty much searching Pinterest, you're searching Teespring, you're searching these other sites to get ideas and then figure out how to improve upon it. Is that right?
Yes, sir. And I always tell people too, is it's kind of like Kindle when you talk about niches and stuff. But keep this in mind: if there's a magazine on some certain niche, more than likely there's some kind of following. I keep that in mind. You go to Barnes and Noble, you see the magazines. Think about every single niche that's there. There's obviously some kind of following to almost every one of these magazines. I mean, keep that in mind whenever you're creating some shirts.
That's a really good tip. So let's say that Justin Mertz out there, he gets accepted, he's knocking at the door, they let him in, they're like, come on in, we got cookies, we got milk for you, come on in. So they let him in, right? He comes up with his shirt idea, he's searching Pinterest, Facebook, all these places. He figures out he wants to make a shirt on I love vegans. Shout out to all the vegans out there. So should he find a graphic designer, or should he learn how to do Photoshop first?
I don't know. That's a great question, and that's one of my tips when I had one of my videos was that I had that too. While you're in that waiting period, to decide for yourself: do I want to hire a graphic designer, or do I want to learn the program? And if you learn the program, while you're waiting, you have time to really build up your skill, which is good too. Build up the skill on Illustrator or Photoshop so that you're ready. And at the same time, if you want to hire a graphic designer, let's say you want to go through me or Fiverr or something else, it's good to even start now with that as well, so you can build that relationship up and that you're also ready to go when you are accepted, because that as you know too, Steve, with doing Kindle, that relationship is extremely important when you have somebody else doing work for you.
Okay. Awesome, man. And so you're offering services for graphic design for merch?
Yes, I do. And you can contact me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com. And I have certain packages together too, because I know some people were like, like one or two designs, and some people were like, I want the full 25. Like, I want to be ready to go as soon as I'm good. So I was like, you know what, we can do that too. I created some little package deals for certain people. So, I can do that for anybody.
Yeah, so I'll link up the information below. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not getting paid for anything, but he's done work for me in the past with the Green Room, with Raiken Profit. He actually created my logo. So again, I'm not getting paid anything, but if you are looking for designs, go check him out. I think it would definitely be a good option. Let's say that they don't want to go through you and they want to find their own, designer off of like Upwork or Fiverr. What are some questions that you think that they should ask? Like, for example, should they ask for some samples of shirts they've done, or ask what software they're using? Any tips for, and I know you don't have any graphic designers, I don't think, you do your own, but any tips for someone who's looking for a graphic designer, some of the right questions they should ask for merch to go through a designer?
I would say the top tips or questions to ask for. Number one is to make sure that they're going to do original designs and kind of hold them accountable for that, because you do not want to get terminated with merch or banned or anything like that. And I've seen it a lot of times where these people that they hire, they have been doing copyrighted trademark designs. They're just, some people have just been like copy and paste from Google Images. And you would never really know if you think that, this designer is 100% authentic, and next thing you know, you're in trouble, or trademarks and stuff like that. So for sure, I would ask to make sure they're doing 100% original designs. I would definitely ask for maybe like a portfolio when it comes to t-shirt designs, maybe even some like logos and stuff, just see what kind of work that they do. And then the last thing was just make sure that you can get a great rate on there and don't feel like, they're ripping you off or anything like that.
What's a good price you'd say for, let's say low end, mid range, and then high end, like amazing designs? Could you give us maybe 3 kind of like expectations in terms of price for low, middle, high?
I think it's also kind of based on what your design looks like. I know some people, if you're having them create some like awesome design where like, you have like a volcano in the background and Steve's like part man, part horse, and he's like dunking a basketball into the volcano.
I told you not to tell them about
like,
that idea, man.
And all this crazy stuff. I mean, that could run you, I don't know, like $30, $50 to design something crazy. But maybe if they have some kind of like package deal where they can help you out, maybe like $10, $15, maybe $8. I don't know. I think something like that is something good if it's like a simple, clean, bold design.
I've got some friends. My buddy who's been hanging out with me lately, he lives a town over. He's been going through some designers. He's been paying $15 or $20 for like really amazing. And I have another buddy who's doing it off of Fiverr, but they look like such crap. And you get them for $5, but it's just like, I can make it, and I'm like a horrible designer. So, I think you get what you pay for, but I think, to be honest, like from what I've seen, at least, I think you should probably start at like $7 or $8, the lowest.
Yeah.
5, if you find someone on Fiverr, you just get lucky, but Fiverr sketches me out, like with designers. It does. I've worked with a lot of them in the past, and you've got to kiss a lot of frogs to find a good one. So, I'm not hating on Fiverr, but I would recommend going to Upwork if you can, or find someone like yourself to help out. But anyways, cool. The next question is, what are some tips for avoiding copyright infringement and trademarks? Obviously, checking out the person's portfolio, making sure they have good feedback and stuff. But let's even dive a little deeper into like what is copyright and trademark for people who don't know when it comes to merch by Amazon.
Trademark and copyright is like if someone could there's 2 things. They could take your design, pixel by pixel copy of your design, and that's just straight up ripping somebody out. You're just taking their design, period. Another one would be trademarking. Let's say, the LA Lakers are trademarked. That's a national basketball team. If you want to use those type of like teams or names or something. If I want to sell a shirt that's like, keep on making that money, Steve Raiken or Raiken Profit, you're going to come at me and be like, hey, like, why are you making money off my name?
I'm taking your house. I'm taking your family's house. No, I'm just kidding.
And so you can see how anybody could get mad for something like that if you're using somebody's name, identity, things like that. And it's the same thing. Even if you put like those names into your title or bullet or description, that stuff still remains as a trademark in there. So just being very careful with that stuff.
Do you have any softwares or anything that you use to be able to double check that you're not using the right words, like the wrong keywords and stuff, or you're trademarking something? Any specific things that you use to help out with that?
I use trademarkia.com. It seemed to be working pretty good. You can just type in certain, I guess, key terms or keywords and see if they're trademarked together. They'll also even tell you like in what category, in clothing or just in general. Like one example I would say is like Kanye West, like Yeezy, he has that, like that's trademarked. There's even misspellings of Yeezys that he has trademarked.
Really?
Yeah. So like double checking for any of that stuff, make sure you're not trademarking. You can also check through the US Trademark Office. They have their own website too. Okay. And you can check through there.
Yeah, because I've been hearing about people, they trademark things, they don't even realize it. And what happens when you trademark something? Do they just pull your design down, or do they warn you, suspend you, ban you? Any horror stories?
I think some people have gotten like 3 or 4 trademark notices from Amazon and they're still fine. I think some people, I've only seen a couple of people as far as like forums and groups go that have actually gotten banned. But I think they've just had so many like copies or straight up trademarks that it just got out of control. But Amazon's working on it. I know there's a lot of people out there that would really like to see all those copycats go down. I have shirts of my own that are copied, and I've reported them.
I was going to ask, what do you do?
Yeah, and Amazon's, they're getting to it, but you can only imagine with how many shirts are out there, it's going to take a good while to really streamline all these copycats.
All right, cool. Let's keep moving. We have a lot of questions here, so I'm going to kind of just like rapid fire, just like hit you up with a bunch of them. How do you come up with keywords in creating a title?
With keywords and stuff, I kind of tell people that whenever you're listing stuff on eBay, you're listing stuff as far as like different details about it. And if I would list, let's say, something to do with basketball or a basketball shirt, I would kind of like include some of those terms in there too, like dunk or dunking, dribbling, or basketball, of course. Different keywords that kind of relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
I would put on the title. It kind of reminds me of eBay. You want to put like every little kind of like detail, anything that they could do to find it. As far as your title goes.
Do you use any software? Because I was looking into investing into a software called, I believe it's called MerchWords. Have you heard about that before?
I haven't heard about it before. I did try it. I didn't really see like that big of a difference as far as like the keywords go, but I know there's some people that do use it. There's some other ones out there too, but I haven't really used any other ones.
Okay, cool. What's the process for uploading a design onto Amazon? So you come up with the title, you get you got your keywords in line, you've got your design created by yourself or your graphic designer, you're ready to rock and roll. What's the actual process for signing into your Merch by Amazon account to actually upload it? Is it challenging? I know you said before it's not too hard.
Yeah, it's not too difficult. There's like a 4-step process. So the first step would be uploading your artwork. As long as it's a transparent PNG file, you upload your artwork. It's loaded into the system. It'll tell you if like the specs are wrong or if something happened where it didn't upload correct. So it'll tell you right off the bat. Upload that. And then your second step would be you can select what kind of t-shirt you want. So if you want an Anvil type t-shirt or American Apparel, and American Apparel is usually like maybe like a slim fit type of shirt compared to the Anvil ones. They're kind of like a thicker t-shirt. And then you can pick, you want men, women, or youth, whatever type of t-shirt you want. You can pick all 3. You can pick just one. It's up to you. And then you have up to 5 colors to choose from. Black, blue, white, yellow, whatever colors you want. But you can only choose up to 5. And then after that, your next step is your title, your key features, and a description. And whatever you want to put into there. And then after that, you can
keep going.
And after that, the very last step, you choose you want it to be on Amazon for everybody to buy, or it could just be a sample link, and you can send that to certain clients or anybody that's interested in one design. You don't want it out there for everybody. You can send them just that one link.
Awesome, man. Really, really awesome tips right there. To kind of take a step back when you're choosing the brand, I forget what they were called, but it was the Slim Fit one and the other one. Which one do you usually choose?
I usually choose the Anvil shirts. I think they seem to be doing better for me. If you choose the American Apparel ones, I know they do take a little bit more out of your royalties.
Okay. And how about colors? Do you have any colors that you like to focus on, or best? Like when you sell a shirt, can you tell what color they chose?
That's the thing that I think they'll eventually kind of fix, is because you would choose the 5 designs, but to me, I think if I'm a customer, I'd be like, why don't they have this color? Or why can't I choose the color if I want to buy it? So I think they're kind of working on that right now. Yeah, because you technically as the designer or the seller, you're choosing the designs, but I really think it should be up to the customer later on, and I think they'll probably fix that.
Yeah, I think they're definitely going to. I mean, they kind of pumped out this program really quick, and I definitely see them innovating. I mean, I think Amazon is known for innovating a little bit with a few different things, FDA, so many different things. when you go to, so when you finalize the listing and everything, because with like Kindle publishing, when you finalize a Kindle book, it could take like 24 hours or 12 hours or 48 hours. It just depends. How long does it take once you hit that finalize button for it to be live on Amazon?
The quickest it's ever been uploaded to me was like 10 minutes. It was like really quick. And it might have been just like on what time periods too. It seemed like when I tried to upload some shirts at a different time, it seemed to be going a little bit slower. The longest it's ever taken me was like at least a good 24 hours to finally see it on there. But I don't know. It just seemed like it's just like a wide range. I guess it just depends on how much is going on during the time or something.
Okay, that makes sense. Do you have any tips for marketing the shirts? Do you run promotions, or have you created any Shopify stores or websites? Any kind of like advanced marketing techniques for the people out there listening who are, kind of past the beginner intermediate stage?
And it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. I haven't done any marketing yet, which is probably a good thing because I have a good amount of sales. But it's also a bad thing because I know that marketing could probably only help me. I can't see it being, hurtful against me to see sales go down if I'm marketing it hard. But I think Facebook ads would probably be the first step. And I've just been kind of like trying to learn a little bit more about it. I just don't want to like go into it not knowing what I'm doing.
One step at
So
a
I'm
time.
kind of trying to watch some, I want to watch some, I'm watching some videos right now, trying to get some ideas of what kind of makes sense to really market them correctly before I just kind of dive in and spend money and everything. So
Yep.
I haven't done any marketing yet.
Okay, cool. Maybe in like 6 months or a year from now, we'll come back with another video and see where you're at. You'll probably be tiered up to like 30,000 shirts, and who knows though. But let's shift gears a little bit. What are your thoughts on the long-term profitability of these t-shirt designs? Do you think that over time your shirts are going to stop selling as well, kind of like the Kindle books, because so many people came in? I mean, you could have a book on gardening for beginners, and while maybe there was only 5 or 6 people, you look back a year goes past and there's like 50 or 60 of them. What are your, like, maybe we could even ask another question, like, when you look back at your shirt designs that you uploaded, what, like 8-9 months ago, I forgot how long you've been in it, are those shirts still selling, or are you noticing that they're kind of dying out and that the newer designs kind of make up for the most of your income?
I think it's kind of the opposite. I think my older shirts are still there and they're doing well, and they're kind of I guess maybe not necessarily cemented themselves in, but I guess because they've kind of been on the market longer. I've noticed that my newer shirts that I've uploaded like 10 days ago, they're still going to take some time to really get seen and to really build up. I remember even when I first started, there wasn't a whole lot of there wasn't as many shirts as there is now, but it still took a good 2 to 3 weeks to really see my first sale. So it does take some time. So even with the newer stuff that I have, now, I do know I got to be patient, and it is going to take some time to really see some sell, and not even all of them even sell. So I mean, it's just also about being patient and cranking out more designs.
So when I did Kindle publishing, the strongest correlation between a book and making a lot of sales was it ranking highly. So for example, back to the gardening for beginners example, if I had a book on gardening for beginners, if I wanted it to sell a lot, I'd have to rank it for that keyword or for other long tail keywords like, indoor gardening or outdoor gardening or how to garden, different keywords like that. Are you noticing the same thing with your designs? Say you have a design, I love vegans, or, I'm a vegan or something like that. Are you noticing that your shirts that are selling really well are ranking for specific, phrases and keywords, or is it just, Amazon just pushing it? Like, what do you correlate to your designs that are making a lot of sales?
That's a good question. And also to compare it to Kindle, it's a good question too, because I know with Kindle, to get like the reviews in there, like the better reviews, the better. And yeah, exactly, like those keywords in there. And I haven't noticed anything like that as far as like similarities when it comes to that review stuff and the keywords and things like that. I think just the basic keywords for that niche really help. As I guess they like, that's what I've seen so far. Like niches for that, keywords for that niche seem to be doing good.
I'm just
Instead of
curious
just
how
kind of like
people
a general.
Right. I'm just curious, how are people finding these designs? I mean, it's got to be through keywords, I'm assuming. Let me ask another question. Are you actively getting reviews for any of your shirts, or have you noticed that your shirts that do have reviews are ranking better in the algorithm? Any tips or anything that you've noticed in terms of, shirts showing up higher in the search engine, kind of, being favored by the algorithm?
When it comes to like reviews, I have a couple of shirts that have maybe like 2 or 3 reviews the most. I have a lot of them that are good sellers that don't have any reviews, and I haven't really noticed the same thing with any type of like review system. And even, I mean, because Amazon will show you what the rank is, of course, like in clothing, and you can even see some of the better selling ones. Some of those don't even have a review either. So
Mm,
and I guess it's just a growing platform, and
okay.
maybe marketers haven't ruined it yet.
Oh, they will. As Gary Vee
They
always,
will.
yeah, Gary Vee always says that marketers ruin everything. It
Yes,
happens.
sir. It will
Um,
happen, but until
just
then.
just wait till I jump in. No, I'm just kidding. What happens? Great question from Justin Mertz. What happens when somebody returns a shirt? Do they deduct your royalties they paid you on that shirt?
I don't see any like deduction for your royalties. I do see that if someone cancels their transaction, that they just cancel each other out. So you're not losing money, you're not paying any money or anything like that. So those are the only things that I kind of notice when it comes to cancellations or the royalties.
Awesome. Jeff Barnes, what's going on? He's in the comment section. He said he just hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. We got 81. You guys, I always say this, but I'm no mathematician. I'm not a CPA, an accountant, not a rocket scientist, but we've got 82 people watching live and only 30 likes. What's going on, Glenn?
I have no clue, but I know they must hit that like button.
We are giving you guys, well, you know what? I'm going to rephrase that. Glenn is giving you guys a ton of value right now. Show some love, like it, hit that like button. We're at 34. We just got a dislike. All right, hit the dislike button. No, we really appreciate you guys watching, though. It's a lot of fun. Let's get back to the questions that I've created. Also, we'll jump back into the comment section as well. Let's see. What are the biggest mistakes you see beginners making when they first get started with Merch by Amazon, Glenn?
Biggest mistakes? Mistakes is tough. I think a mistake right off the bat is some kind of trademark copying designs, and some people still think they're gonna get away with it, and it's not gonna happen. Like, just come up with the original stuff, and you're gonna stay safe. And you don't want to have that thought in your head too, like, what if I get a trademark thing? What if someone comes after me? What if something happens? Stick with the original designs. Don't get lazy. I would say that's one of the ones right off the bat. But any other mistakes? I mean, I think there's just so many things still kind of like in that beta mode. I mean, we're still like, it's only like what, like 8 months old, and there's still a lot of things to learn, even as this platform grows. That I know I'm going to have to learn. So even with the things that I'm telling you right now, I mean, they could just grow. I know in December, before they hit the January, they're going to go through the royalties again. So they're going to send a new update on royalties. They set it right off the bat. Then in January, I mean, they're going to go down. I mean, it has to happen.
Cool. Yeah, it makes sense. Where do you see, if you could wake up in a year from now and you wake up in the morning and you go downstairs to your laptop and you look at, or maybe you go into your mailbox and you get your check. I don't know how you're getting your royalties, probably directly into your checking account. But if you could wake up a year from now, what would be a goal for you? Like, what do you realistically hope, if you were to wake up a year from now, hope that you'd be making per month off of merch if this keeps up?
A year from
Putting you
now,
on the spot right
man,
now, man.
that's crazy. I know. Well, 10 grand a month was my original goal. I'm like at 7 grand more or less right now. So a year from now, I mean, I would hope it would be somewhat doubled, maybe like 14, 15 per month or something.
That would be awesome.
As long as I just keep doing what I'm doing and keep growing. But a couple of shout outs, I think, as far as like the chat goes. Treasure Gnome, 38 sold in 7 days right now. Great job. Let's see, who else do we have on there? I know True North. He has a YouTube channel too with some great.
True North, what's up?
He has some great tips. You want to go check his channel out. Daniel too, if you want to look at, he's been dominating. He's been selling more than I have. Daniel's been, he just has like incredible numbers.
Is
And
it
he's
Daniel
not even,
Caudill?
yeah, and he's not even doing the designs himself. So
That's
he's found
amazing.
someone to do designs for him and to do the listings for him.
Hmm.
And he's dominating for sure. And like I said, I'm doing it a different way because I'm designing my own designs. He's not even doing his own designs. He's getting people to do that for him. You can tackle this any way you want. Money is there. Opportunity is there.
Wow, that's really inspiring right there. We got Kurt Penne asking a question. We got about 10 question marks, so I got to answer that question. Kurt asks, what's your best / recommended source of keeping up with trends relatable to your designs?
To source keeping up for trends. Man, that's crazy. I mean, BuzzFeed, obviously they always have brand new. I mean, Twitter as well, like different like hashtag stuff that comes in. I mean, they have different things that have certain trends, but even with trends, I really don't do too many trends, I guess, because I want to last for the long run. As far as like having shirts stay on there from the very beginning and just they keep going, and shirts that people can relate to even a couple of months or a year down the road.
Daniel's just said, definitely possible. I've hit $4,500 in royalties this week alone.
Oh yeah, I told you he's dominating. I've known for Daniel for a long time already. We talked in through Facebook too, and he's been dominating.
Big shout out to Daniel right there.
Now. Yeah, and
Man.
I don't know. I know he has a great deal as far as like what I've learned as far as with him with other interviews and stuff. He has a great deal going on with his system as far as how much he actually pays like designers.
He called you out earlier. I didn't want to say in the comments. He called you out earlier saying that if you're paying that much, you're losing money.
I'm saying that much because I'm a designer myself. So I'm showing for that. I mean, I don't pay anything, of course, because I'm doing it myself. But
you're paying too much.
I'm paying way too much. But for the people that do want to, pay graphic designers that are doing like crazy designs, I mean, I know that takes its toll. But he has a good system already ready to go, and I would definitely recommend to do something to where you can get a system for yourself and get a relationship with a designer, or figure out what works for you with keywords and everything. Because once you do all that, everything just falls into place, and you can just keep cranking out more and more designs.
Yeah, I agree. So thanks for sharing those numbers, Daniel. Keep up the good work. Very inspiring. Where do you see the merch by Amazon program going over the next couple of years? Do you see them, spreading out into other types of products? Have you heard any rumors? What are your thoughts, over the next year or two with this merch by Amazon program? Because right now I think it's only t-shirts, right?
Yeah, right now it's only t-shirts, and I know Chris Green has talked about it a little bit, and he comes up with different stuff, and I think he kind of knows that it's going to eventually lead to more stuff, and I think everybody kind of knows that it will eventually lead into, I could probably see maybe drawstring bags, like just like a one color imprint, other type of clothing for sure. Coffee mugs, as you saw, Toronto Greenhouse, shout out.
Even like a gym bag. How cool would that be to have like a gym bag, like with a design on it of your own? Like, because I'm actually in the market for a gym bag, and I'm like, I don't like any of these designs, and I'm like, how cool would that be to order your own gym bag with your own design on it? Like,
yeah, exactly. And that's what we're talking about, like that link that you can send to somebody else. They want to see a sample, and to get a sample of a T-shirt, it's always been like unheard of. Like, we have local companies too that have to screen print their own designs. It is difficult to get someone, especially if it's like a 4-color thing or a 5-color, different crazy colors on a shirt, to get one done. I mean, a lot of people don't want to go through that. So to see this thing, I mean, it's just going to change a lot of things.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited for the future, guys. And again, if you are just, showing up to this broadcast, be sure to put in your approval, your application to get approved into this program, because, you want to get in, you definitely want to get in. I'm still, I'm approved. I haven't taken any action yet, but I'm definitely getting motivated. And, I think it's a good move to start, getting it moving in the right direction. How did you learn about all this, Glenn? I know that you had heard about Chris Green talking about it a few months after the the program rolled out, and with you being a graphic designer, it was just a perfect fit. But how did you learn about it? Did you take any courses, read any books, watch any videos, any resources you could share with the people, or did you just dive into it and just learn and just make mistakes and figure out what worked and what didn't work?
In that case, I didn't have any, like, during that time when I first joined, there wasn't a whole lot of resources out there. That's where I talk about Daniel, because I actually contacted Daniel first, because he was one of the first ones I ever knew that was already dominating this thing. And I was like, you know what, this is really gonna have to be kind of like, if I'm one of the only ones, or even Daniel, not really that many other people are really doing it, it's gonna be a lot of trial and error to really figure this out on my own. So even right now, if you even check on YouTube, there's not really a whole lot of people doing a lot of merch stuff. Chris Green, me, True North. There's not like a Treasure Gnome too. There's not really like a whole lot of them out there, because it's still growing. It's still very new. So a lot of my stuff is just trial and error and really trying to see what works.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So I'm just in the comment section right now. I'm out of questions myself, so I'm going to just open up the comment section. If anybody has any questions right now for Glen, and I mean, this is a great opportunity for you guys. The guy is absolutely killing it right now. He's learning, he's sharing everything he knows. So if you guys have any questions for Glen right now live on this show, feel free to ask a comment in the comment section. We've got about 74 people watching live right now. So, thanks to each and every one of you. The main purpose of this show was to really just bring you Glen, and let you know that there are opportunities out there. And obviously it's not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. And, there's a big learning curve, obviously, but there are so many ways out there, guys, to start making money. There's no excuse. If you want to save up for a vacation or pay for your for a college tuition, or you want to work on your own or save up some money, there are so many opportunities out there. It's not just eBay, Amazon FBA, Craigslist, Kindle. There's merch by Amazon. There's so many different ways to make money. It's absolutely amazing. Richard B's asking, what's the quality of the shirts? So, what are your thoughts on the quality? Is it actually a good shirt? Is it actually something that adds value to people's lives, or is it kind of like, eh? I think we might have froze. I think Glen might have froze on the screen. Hopefully I'm still connected. Let me double check. Let me know, guys, are we still live right now? Because I see Glen, I think he's frozen down at the bottom, so he may join back in. I'm just going to read over. Oh, I'm going to keep it going, Kurt. Let's see. Keep this going. I got it. True North says, I got in before it was invite. Lucky. You know what? I wish that I would have gotten started in the beginning as well. I kept hearing about it. And, one lesson that I learned is, when you hear about something new that gets rolled out by Amazon, just jump in. Just put in your application. Just get approved, because Amazon, they are on the the tippity top, the cutting edge of all this new stuff, and there's so many amazing things and opportunities with Amazon right now. Just jump on it, guys. I mean, there's Amazon FBA, there's Kindle publishing, there's merch by Amazon. I mean, there's a lot of them. I think there's what's the new one that came out recently too? It was like Amazon Custom. I got approved. I got accepted into it. I still haven't done anything with it. But there's so many opportunities, guys, right now with Amazon, and I really hope that this video kind of opened up your eyes to the opportunities that are out there. There's so many directions we can go right now. So many directions, but really you gotta jump in, you gotta take action, you gotta make it happen. And that's one thing that I'm definitely going to be doing soon with merch by Amazon. And if you're thinking to yourself right now, well, they're only approving a certain amount of people, or maybe you're approved and you're like, they only have 25 shirts that I could list. Just get them listed up. It's kind of been a limiting belief of my own. I haven't gotten started because I'm like, I can only get 25. It's going to be slow. But you just got to do it. You just got to take action. When I look back at any of the successes I've had in my businesses, whether it's, eBay or Amazon or Craigslist or Kindle publishing, I just got started. I just took action and I just made it happen. And I think the same thing definitely applies to merch by Amazon as well. What is in the application? Pretty much you're just putting in your email, and I think you put in like a website as well. I forgot. I applied like probably 4 or 5 months ago, and it took about two and a half months to get approved. So I mean, I've been approved for a couple months, but I haven't taken any action yet, which is definitely something I need to change. So we got Leisure Picker in the house saying don't see him. I think someone says Hustler got hacked. I know the internet was a little shaky during the live stream, so he might have had some issues with his internet. So no big deal. The Treasure Gnome says, promote those 25 and scale, baby. Treasure Gnome, I got your message earlier. I appreciate that on Facebook. We definitely got to connect as well, man. And, for everyone who's watching, check out the Treasure Gnome on YouTube. Definitely a great guy. Nitro Wheel says, anyone have good or bad experiences using Fiverr to professionalize your designs? That's definitely a good question right there. Wish I could help you out. I've used Fiverr quite a bit for designs, for other types of things, for YouTube graphics, for Kindle publishing, for other random things. You could find really, really good designers on Fiverr. You just want to check their feedback. You want to get a feel for what they're doing, and don't scale too fast on Fiverr. Like, for example, if you're getting ebook covers or designs for YouTube or merch by Amazon, start off with one design. My advice would be start off with one design and just see how they do. See how the design comes back. Does it look really good? Is it clean? Is it free of any copyrights or trademarks? And just get a feel for that person. I've hired quite a few people on Fiverr, Upwork, Elance, writers, designers. I've hired people for administration work. We've got someone we hired for the Green Room University to deal with some of the stuff in the background. One of the keys to hiring people is just starting off slow. Maybe your goal is to have them, full-time eventually with your Merch by Amazon business. Start them off at an hour a week or 30 minutes per week with like 1 or 2 objectives, and make sure that they do well. And once they prove themselves and they start to do well and you build that trust, maybe move it up to an hour per week and then 2 hours and 3 hours and build upon that. That's how I've done my best in terms of working with other people and freelancers and whatnot. So that's definitely my advice to you. Kayla H says, Steve, just go out and get it. You guys, I need someone right now to kick me in the butt and say, Steve, you're approved for Merch by Amazon. Get your butt in gear. What are you doing, playa? I got to get my butt in gear with merch. But after this live show, guys, I'm super pumped up and motivated. And, all I could say is I'm super grateful for this platform to be able to share this with you guys and to have a friendship with Glenn. I mean, this really opened up my eyes, and I hope that it opened up your eyes as well to just all the opportunities, guys. I mean, we need to be so grateful for this opportunity. We have so many opportunities. And I think Hustler Hacks is coming back right now. Boom! Look who's back in the house.
All I heard was time for Q&A, guys, and then see ya.
I actually booted you off. I was trying to get Daniel on. No, I'm just kidding.
No, bring him on.
No, that would definitely be cool as well if we could get him on sometime. So Daniel, if you're in the house, hit me up, man. But yeah, man, we were just going through some of the questions and kind of closing up the show. Someone asked, can you do political designs on merch? Trump, Clinton shirts, question mark.
People have done them. I haven't done any stuff like that just because I wasn't too sure or everything with the trademark stuff, but I've seen a lot of them on there with, and I don't think they have anything against them or like trademark stuff against them. So I think you're pretty sure you can.
I was asking people to give me a little kick in the butt to get me moving. I got approved a while ago, and I know you and we were talking probably 2 months ago about getting designs, and what happened? I never took action, right?
Yeah.
I never took action.
They were gonna give me some ideas. Yeah.
And then I never got back to you, and that's my fault. And what advice would you have for someone like me or for anyone else out there who's approved on merch and they're thinking about it, the idea sounds good, maybe they even reached out to a designer like me. I reached out to you, I'm just being 100% transparent, and never took action. What advice would you have for me and anyone else who's approved and they're just not getting their butt in gear?
I would definitely watch some of these videos for motivation, some of the people that have done good, and you know what, I'm in. Just keep this in mind. If you have an account that's like you have your opportunity with there, because there's so many people that don't have one that really, really want one, and they're ready to take your space if you're not going to do it. And I don't even know how Amazon feels about people that might have their account and then they haven't done anything with it. But if you do have one, that should be your motivation alone. Be like, there's so many people out there that want this opportunity. How much more do I want it? How much money do I want to make? Because whether you make $100 a week to $1,000 a week or anything, keep in mind you're putting nothing in as far as like paying Amazon any fees. You're not doing anything with that. And I see any of that money as bonus money, and just do you, because 100 a month, extra a month can help you. 200, 300, 3,000 a month can help you. 3,000 a week can definitely help you. Just do you and try to get those goals, whatever you want to reach.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. Just a lot of great information. And, I was saying earlier when you were kicked off, I'm grateful for your friendship, man. I'm grateful for, all the amazing people on YouTube, including yourself, who are sharing all this information. And I've said this before, and I have to say it again. I mean, without you guys, all the other people on YouTube, I'd still be working a 9-to-5 job. I would probably be broke. I'd probably still be living at my parents' house. I'd probably be miserable. And if it wasn't for, everyone watching in the comments section, all the great comments and content creators, I mean, my whole life would be different. So I'm super grateful for everyone. I just want to put that out there. And, for anyone who, you're looking to make some more money online. I mean, this isn't 1993 anymore, guys. A lot of people are scared about getting scammed and can you make money online? I feel like that whole thing is just thrown in the trash now. Like, there's so many ways to make money online. It's not a scam anymore, guys. It's real. There are ways to make money online. It's not 1993 anymore. So go out there, get it, make it happen. Find more information out about Glen. You can learn more from him over at the Hustler Hacks YouTube channel, also hustlerhacks.com. I'm also going to leave some more information below in the description after the show. So be sure to check back in a few hours. I'm going to link up his email. Again, I'm not an affiliate for him. I don't get any money for promoting him in his channel or his graphic design work, but he is offering packages right now, which, you know what, after this show, I think I'm going to kick my butt in gear and just give you some money. I'm going to give you some money for 25 designs. And I'm going to say, bada bing, bada boom. I'm getting my butt in gear to make some profit soon. So we'll be in touch. Check him out, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button, smash the like button, break your computer, hit the like button so hard. And until next time, we'll be back with an update to share his journey within the next 6 to 12 months. And good luck. Go make it happen. And take care.
Go out and get it.
Peace.